plot is very simple.
Okay, it's The Rock.
Typical disaster movie.
Just like any other Rock movie. Very over dramatic.
I know he works for this the fire rescue. He's the pilot for the helicopter where they go rescue people who are trapped in areas. And he also, not only does he drive the helicopter, he also goes and rescues the people.
Yeah, that's his job. He knows that
he's The Rock. And we're gonna keep saying The Rock because that's the way we call.
I can't
that's
remember.
The way we.
Well,
I don't even know the character's name in the movie. I just know him as The Rock every time because I grew up seeing him in wrestling. So and he always,
The Rock.
There's always been known as The Rock to me.
Well, basically, the whole point of the movie is there's this thing called it's an earthquake.
The San Andreas fault.
Yeah, which. If some of you don't know, there was a similar situation, not dramatic like how the movie makes it, but you can go on YouTube, you can search for I think it's called San Andreas earthquakes in California.
Yeah.
They had like the biggest hit. It's pretty much kind of similar situations where highways did break, cars did crash into each other. It was like a huge disaster for all of California, if I'm not mistaken. So this kind of like seeing it in a movie like that made me think like, wow, that's kind of crazy that this really happened. Not as dramatic, but pretty similar. So basically, that's the point of it. There's these two
not even scientists, they're teachers.
They're teachers, but I think they're also scientists.
At the UCLA.
And they did this research on trying to find the earthquakes ahead of time.
Yeah, they used this device they used a device that they were working on that supposedly could pinpoint where exactly earthquakes are happening.
And how big are they going to get before it happens, so they could, alert people ahead of time, help them
to alert
safer for everyone.
And so they had told the news, they had already told I guess the news people and stuff like that,
and of course they're
working on this device, but they really never really showed interest or anything. So
proof and stuff. So that happened, and when they were testing it, they found some what they call shakes. They found some little earthquakes, and then it became really big. And then the next thing you know, from the moment you sit in your chair when you see the movie all the way to the end is action from beginning to end. You do have your heart moments, your love, your sadness, your what else I'm gonna say, like excitement.
Yeah, it's everything. There's a little of everything.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. But basically, The Rock, his background story was he has a wife. They may be getting a divorce. She's dating a new guy in her life.
They're supposed to be getting the divorce.
Well, I don't want to.
His wife was she's dating a new man, and his daughters is going off to college in San Francisco.
Now, his little backstory is that they had two daughters, and they were like on a boat thing. I forgot what you call it.
I don't know if you could probably say canoeing.
Yeah, canoeing. There you go.
But it's one of those. It's not your slow canoeing. It's one of the ones that you go down rapids And I guess there was an incident where she fell off the boat and he tried to save her, but she ended up drowning. And ever since that, ever since that moment, the marriage between him and his wife has deteriorated, and that's why she ended up deciding to leave.
But you find out later on it changes. I won't give it too much away. But it did amazing in the box office, from what I hear.
Yeah, it was his best solo film. It did the most 15. I think it did 50 million in the first week. I guess previous movie. You can't count Fast 7 because Fast 7 it wasn't a solo act. He did it was other
team of
other actors that were big. He wasn't even the main character, but this was his first film that he was the main character that did actually get in the box office.
Yeah. So from my point of view, I love the movie completely. I can't wait for it to come out. I rate this a 3.5 only because there was things at the end that I was like, that one, obviously it's a movie, but that one never happened in real life. The situation, I don't want to ruin the ending for you guys.
Don't the whole thing.
But it's just point where are they gonna make it or are they not gonna make it? Like, and it seemed like it was kind of prologuing the agony to the point that you think, okay, there's no way someone can survive that. But like,
you don't even have to tell you the ending. It's pretty obvious, you know. Just by us telling you that one of his daughters died, there's no chance in hell that let's make the movie and then just have a second daughter die too. No. So just by us telling you that one of his first daughters died,
and
second daughter's married, it's not gonna die. It's
the ending was so Hollywood. It's like that would never happen in real life. Because
that's why it's Hollywood. And plus, it's your typical rock movie where only you go see him doing these impossible moves.
Yeah, from
action scenes that you're
from
like
jumping off buildings to flying planes in the air to.
And if you want to know what I'm talking about, like if you've seen Fast 7, you will know what I'm talking about when you see towards the end where he's doing all those things where you're like, a moment ago he was in a hospital bed. And
what do you rate it as?
To me, I give it the same as her 3.5. It was alright. To me, it was better than Poltergeist. I have to break. You know, it's your type of movie that you know when it comes out, you're gonna sit down and be like, get some popcorn, eat it, and enjoy it. It wasn't that you're gonna be a 5 because it didn't have.
You have your intense moments where you feel like, oh my god, did they make it or did they not make it? And then you're like, oh, okay. You have like little mini heart attacks. At least I was having little mini heart attacks for him and his wife. We'll leave it at that.
I just like the destruction of everything. I see all the buildings falling, and I'm like, god damn.
Yeah, that's like the only part in the whole 3D experience where you can kind of not feel, but you kind of
That's the other thing. To me, it was my first 3D movie. I would have loved it to it been in IMAX. It wasn't in the IMAX theater one, even though the theater we went to has IMAX, but like they have a room, like I guess in the back where they have the IMAX speakers. For this one, they didn't have it. It was just real 3D, I guess. But
so I guess we'll leave this.
I guess that was it, man.
Yeah, that's basically it.
If by now you haven't seen it, you should
see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you could go and see.
If it's still if it's still there, watch it. If not, you could wait.
You don't have to see it in 3D.
Yeah, you don't.
The other experience would be best is if you find a theater that has those these chairs that supposedly put you inside the movie, like they rumble and stuff. Yeah. If you have a theater that has that, because I know there's certain theaters that have that,
and have it with the 3D, then you might have a better experience.
Yeah, because you're gonna feel like if you're there. But other than that, yeah, overall it's a good movie. You're gonna get what you get basically. And if you've seen any other rock movies, it's gonna be almost the same. So yeah.
Again, thank you guys for watching. We will do more movie reviews in the future, and please do give us comments or anything how you like our videos, or if you want us to improve it, or anything like that. We'd like to know, better for your entertainment.
Yep.
So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.